I remember like taping off the radio, like waiting for that song to come on. That I gotta catch that Leo Sayer tune. You know? I remember actually calling WBCN when I first moved to Massachusetts and said, "What song was that?" You know, it was Adam and the Ants.
Nice.
That, you know, like Goody Two Shoes.
Oh yeah.
And I'm like, that was it's a completely fresh sound. You know,
Right. Oh, yeah,
BCN was a cool station back then, and it was like pretty groundbreaking station. And I said, "Could you play that again?" "Oh, I'll play it, you know, next hour." Blah blah blah. So I sat there with my tape. And kids have it all too easy with the internet and the stealing and the.
Oh man, getting that Panasonic cassette thing was like the biggest thing in the world. I actually had that thing on the bus, and I got kicked off the bus for playing Big Balls by AC/DC. Bus driver
bastard.
pulled over and picked me off.
Chris got sent home from school for wearing an Eric Clapton "Enjoy Cocaine" shirt. Nice. You know, it's like gym teacher made him go home and.
Wow.
You're watching Plus1TV. This is Timeline. I'm Tyler Pollard, and I'm here with Mike Gent and Bill Janovitz. Mike is, of course, with the Figs.
My cheap cassettes of Motorhead. No.
And Bill is with Buffalo Tom. Just take me into what's made you what you are.
I got this treasure trove of old British Invasion singles and a couple of like Red Label Stones records and all these great records, Dylan records, mono, that I still have all wrapped up, that my neighbors were tossing, and so it was sort of having like older brothers, but they were just sort of next door. And you know, I had been playing trumpet in school, which was, you know, you couldn't really rock with that on your own or put up, you know. So my mom got me a guitar, and I really kind of just like took to it, and you know, just took a couple lessons with a local guy, and then kind of just formed a southern rock band at 13.
Nice.
You know, how about you? Similar trajectory?
Yeah, basically I got into music from my dad, who listened to music. And
You went to go see the Beatles on Ed Sullivan?
yeah, my dad saw the first time the Beatles played on Ed Sullivan. My dad was in the theater. He was there.
That's a pretty magical moment.
Yeah. And then I started, once I you know, like there's some, I kind of branched off from what he liked. Like I got into Kiss and, you know, AC/DC and stuff that he wasn't into. My dad basically stopped buying new records around 1980. So I didn't start writing songs really until I was, you know, in my maybe mid-teens. And by that time the band was together, and we were listening to SST stuff and Homestead and all that stuff.
Do you have any kind of recollections of how, you know, you started to try and learn from people you were listening to?
Yeah, that was it. It was like I would take in recordings to the guy and say, that was teaching me my first guitar lesson, said, "How do I play this?" And it was not learning, you know, notes and going through a certain kind of program. It was like, I want to learn this Stones tune or this, you know, Charlie Daniels tune, and the guy was like, "Sure, man," and he would show me how to put my fingers in the guitar and play the chords. And I was like, "Yeah, man, that's it." So
right.
you can overcomplicate rock and roll.
Sure.
You can bring it right down to, you want to be in a band? Be in a band.
Right.
It was very DIY even back in, you know, 78 or whatever it was.
For me, it was always more about melody than actual lyrics.
And my wife's always telling me that she's singing these Elvis Costello lyrics. I'm like, I've been listening to these records for 30 years, and I don't know all the words to this. And she's singing all these great Clash lyrics.
Girls
Oh yeah. It was those bands, though, to me, that made me realize that I could do it. Like I never thought like I could write a song necessarily, but then it was like sort of getting to an age where guys were just about maybe 5 years or 10 years older than me, and they were just dudes dressed like this or whatever. They weren't guys in arenas and selling out and selling millions of records on TV. They were, all of a sudden you did see like Talking Heads and REM in their early days. Well, that was later, but you know, the Clash certainly, and these sort of do-it-yourself. And then, I mean, really the groundbreaking time was like Mike says, is like that SST and the sort of 80s indie stuff that it was really get a band together, and that's kind of like how Buffalo Tom formed. It's like we were all guitar players, but I said, all right, I'll play bass, I'll play drums, and let's do a band and let's write some songs. And we could do that.
It's weird because where we grew up, it's like it was so. I mean, the closest city was Albany, so it was like rare that we could even see a show. Right. So to me, it's like when I got to see the Replacements in Albany, it was like, holy shit! You know, it's like to me they were like as big as the Stones.
Yeah,
that was like Dinosaur Jr. would come back to UMass, and there'd be Chris, Tom, me, and like 4 other people in the room, and you know they were selling out big places in Europe, and that was there. I think there is still that jump for the mainstream part of America until like the '90s when all that stuff started getting pushed into, you know, stuff like us. All of a sudden it was a viable.
Right.
So I think there's still that part of America though that's like if it's not on mainstream everything all the time, yeah, they don't know it, and they're not necessarily eager to try to go find it.
Got a sold-out show this evening, folks.
First time we've ever been on the same Figs and Buff Tom unite. It's could be combustible. Together.
I think we were the reason for the sellout, but
I mean, there's no need to hedge. Thanks again for coming to talk to us at Plus1TV.
Thanks for having us, Tyler.